So the Conquest continues with issue number 70. This week we've got some paints. Cadian Flesh Tone and White Scar. And unfortunately for me, White Scar that has already turned into a lump in the pot. You can't really see it there. You can see that it's all separated anyway. But that'll be fine. Just needs a good mix up. So, this week's Conquest. Cadian Flesh Tone and White Scar. Hierarchy of the Imperium. And using battle-forged armies. This issue comes with two new paints, White Scar and Cadian Flesh Tone. Our guides will show you how to use these to highlight your models. These are the last paints you'll use on your Ultramarine models, so they will be finished when you are done with this issue. At least until you receive reinforcements. You'll get to use some of these models in a new tutorial mission that teaches you how to use battle-forged armies. Battle-forged armies gain bonuses in your games, some of which we have introduced to you already, like command points and stratagems. With the knowledge to battle-forge your forces, you'll be able to unlock more bonuses like these in the future. Happy hobbying. So what are we finding out about today? Holy Terror, Domains 1. Learn about the homeworld of humanity, Holy Terror. Then Factions 1.1, Hierarchy of the Imperium. Then Assault Squads, Space Marine Warriors 8. Centurion Assault Squads, Space Marine Warriors 9. Annals of the Space Wolves, Space Marine Chapter 6.1. Then How to Paint with White Scar, How to Paint with Cadian Flesh Tone. And then we've got rules about battle-forged armies. And then we've got Tutorial Mission 21, the Battle of Omnus. Okay, so Holy Terror, the birthplace of mankind and the final resting place of the Emperor. Terror is the most important and most heavily defended world in the entire Imperium. Holy Terror may be the polluted shadow of its former glory, but many Imperial citizens would gladly give their lives just to stand upon its surface. So that's interesting. Bits about life on Terra, the Emperor's abode and the Imperial Palace. Then we've got Factions 1.1, Hierarchy of the Imperium. There are many organisations that work on behalf of the Emperor. Each is an important cog in the relentless grinding machine that is the Imperium of mankind. So let's just go through them. Adeptus Astra Telepathica, Navis Nobilite, Adeptus Astronomica, Rogue Traders, Planetary Governors, Adeptus Arbites, and Officio Assassinorum. Then we've got Space Marine Assault Squads. Assault Squads were created to serve as fast-moving close support units. Using their jump packs, they blaze across the battlefield, charging into foe with little regard for their own personal safety. Countless enemies have been broken by the bone-crushing arrival of a chainsaw-wielding assault squad. And then we've got a little bit about their war gear, notably the jump pack. Then we move on to Centurion Assault Squads. Centurion Assault Squads are Space Marines clad in lumbering exoskeletal Centurion warsuits loaded with devastating close combat weapons. They are so well protected from the enemy fire that even a direct hit from enemy artillery does little more than stagger them. Beast. Okay. Wow. Very good. Okay, then we've got Chapter 6.1 for Space Marines, Annals of the Space Wolves. The Space Wolves must contend with many threats, not least the Demon Primarch Magnus the Red and his traitorous legion, the Thousand Sons. And then we've got some of their history from Millennium 41, Saga of the Waning. And then later in Millennium 41, Saga of the Maledictum. Then we've got a paint guide for White Scar, a paint guide for Cadian Flesh Tone. Then we've got rules for battle-forged armies. All armies in the galaxy, from the well-drilled forces of the Astra Militarum to the crazed warbands of the Orcs, are structured forces. Here we explain how to organise your units into detachments, a group of units that fight together and gain bonuses for doing so. So it talks about the restrictions, command points and command benefits, and a bit about the factions. Then we go into creating detachments. When creating a detachment for your army, you'll have to meet several restrictions. We've covered the factions restrictions already, but you'll also need to take into account battlefield roles. Here we explain how to use your data sheets to select the correct units for your detachments. And it goes through the individual things. So we've seen this symbol before for troops, which is like the play sign, like a triangle. We've also got the symbols for HQ, elites, fast attack, heavy support, dedicated transport, flyers, fortification, and Lord of War. So interesting stuff there. Then we've got Tutorial Mission 21, the Battle of Omnus. Since the Battle of Barakius, the majority of the conflict on Corvon 2 has been restricted to small but deadly skirmishes and only a few large battles. As the war escalates, however, both sides are attempting to bring each other to open battle and win more decisive victory. To this end, both the Death Guard and the Ultramarines have assembled battle groups and positioned them across the front lines, preparing for larger battles that are sure to come. Okay, wow, look at this. So it's given us 2 rosters that is built for us already to use in this battle. This is awesome. So on the Space Marine side, we've got the army name Strike Force Akaran, and the Warlord is the Primaris Captain. Army faction Ultramarines, command points 3, a total power level of 40. So what have they put in here? So it is a patrol of Ultramarines. So it's included the captain, and it's got his war gear there, a lieutenant, 5 intercessors, 1 Redemptor Dreadnought, 3 aggressors, and 5 Hellblasters. And it's put their battlefield role on there. So the HQ, 2 of them, the lieutenant and the captain, come under the HQ. The intercessors are the troops. The Redemptor Dreadnought and the aggressor squad are elites. And the Hellblasters are heavy support. And it's added up their power rating, which is awesome. And then we've got for the Death Guard, we've got Task Force Exorsus. Warlord is the Lord of Contagion, 39 power level, command points 3, so 1 less than the Space Marines. So we've got the Lord of Contagion with the Man Reaper is the HQ battlefield role. We've got 5 Plague Marines with their war gear. We've got 10 Chaos Cultists and 20 Poxwalkers. And the Plague Marines, Cultists and Poxwalkers all act as our troops. Then they are supported by the Fast Attack, which is the Mephitic Blight Hauler and the Photed Bloat Drone. And then they've got a Chaos Rhino for transport. Fantastic. Right. So, all-out war. The Ultramarines attack will have to smash through some carefully prepared Death Guard defences in order to be successful. The Death Guard have prepared 2 lines of defences, each thick with Poxwalkers, Plague Marines and all manner of other deadly warriors. So, they've got 2 deployment zones, which is really, really cool. Roll off and starting with the winner, take turns placing battle mats in the layout shown above. Set up the terrain in an agreed manner. The Death Guard deployment zone should have lots of terrain features. The rest of the battlefield should be a well-prepared killing field with less terrain. Both players will use the pre-created detachments printed in the mission. The Death Guard player deploys first. They can deploy no more than 3 units in each of their deployment zones. So we've got the first quarter here, which is their deployment zone 2, and then the second quarter, their deployment zone 1. So 17 inches and then another 17 inches. Space Marines move onto the board at the start of their movement phase. The Space Marine player takes the first turn Victory conditions are: the Space Marines gain 1 victory point for every unit that ends the game in the enemy's first deployment zone, and 2 victory points for every unit that ends in their second deployment zone. The Death Guard gain 1 victory point for every enemy unit eliminated, and the game lasts for 5 battle rounds. So that's excellent. I really, really love it. So that's a really cool issue. Paint is pretty dull for most people, but I love bringing this in to the game. Fantastic, really good stuff. Okay, let's just look to see what we've got in our next 2 conquests. So we've got the Sector Mechanicus Crane in issue number 71, and then something I'm really looking forward to is Chaos Spawn in 72. And the reason that I'm looking forward to this is because I can use them in my Warcry games, because they're classed as some chaotic beasts that we can put into the game as well through the Monsters and Mercenaries expansion. So that's really great. So this issue was late, so the next issue will be up tomorrow. So tomorrow night I'll be recording that and getting that out to you. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Mortal Realms is upon us. So I've already reviewed the first 4 issues, and I'll be picking them up again to see if there's any changes that have been made since the trial run. But Mortal Realms, by the time you watch this, will probably already be out. It comes out on Wednesday, the 8th of January, at least in stores. I know that the subscriptions offering will be open very soon after that, and we'll start to receive deliveries for online subscriptions probably in about 2 weeks' time. But this is terrific. I'm really looking forward to moving on to Mortal Realms and keeping everyone up to date with every issue that comes out from there. So if you're interested in this, keep up to date with the channel, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much.